Hello everybody, welcome to online class. In today's class we'll begin with the new unit, that is fourth unit of auditing, that is audit of financial statements. When I have gone through the syllabus of your modern auditing and practices, I have got a point that the third unit includes most of the topics of the fourth unit. So this unit will deal in brief. Okay, see, vouching, verification and valuation is nothing but what? They are the part of the auditing, right? They are what? One of the steps of the auditing process, right? So auditing of financial statement includes all these: vouching and verifications, valuation, investigation, right? These are what? These are the steps of auditing. And in auditing, that is in the third unit, that is vouching, investigation, verification and valuation of financial statements and the balance sheet we have done, right? So the auditing of financial statement includes vouching, verification and valuation, which are the one of the steps of auditing process. So most of the topics of unit 4 are covered in the unit 3 itself. So this unit will try to finish within some 5 to 6 classes. Okay, so let's begin. So let me clear that I will be explaining this unit in brief because of the topics of this unit, that is the fourth units, are almost covered in the unit 3. Okay, so this unit I will be explaining you in brief. So let's begin the unit. Okay, we'll begin the unit with the meaning of audit of financial statements. Now, what is this audit of financial statement is exactly? A financial statement audit is the examination of an entity's financial statements and accompanying disclosures by an independent auditor. The result of this examination is a report by the auditor attesting to the fairness of presentation of the financial statements and related disclosures. See, audit of financial statement is what? It is the examination or verification of organizations or any business entity's financial statements, and this will be accompanying the disclosures by an independent auditor. Okay, so the result of this examination or verification will be what? The report which will be prepared by the auditor. Okay, along with this, the fairness of presentation of the financial statements are also will be mentioned in the report of the auditor. The auditor report must include the financial statements when they are issued to the recipients. Okay, so audits have become increasingly common as the complexity of the two primary accounting frameworks. So auditing has become one of the framework of the business organizations. Generally accepted accounting principles and international financial reporting standards have increased. Why? Because there have been an ongoing series of disclosures of fraudulent reporting by major companies. So for that purpose, auditing of financial statement has become necessary for the business entities to take place or to increase it. Okay, so audit of financial statement is what? It is verification of business entities financial statements and the balance sheet. Okay, this financial statements includes what? Financial statement includes income statement, okay, then trading account, profit and loss account, balance sheet, right? So the balance sheet part we have covered in the third unit. Okay, and this financial statement includes what? Income statement. Okay, so the income and expenditure or the payment statements will be verifying or auditing in this unit. Okay, so we'll move to the next topic of the unit, that is audit of receipts. Okay, see, receipts and payments we have already covered in the third unit, but in brief, the points which we have missed in the unit 3 and the topics which we have not covered in the unit 3, that we will be learning in this unit. Okay, so the next topic is audit of receipts, which will be debit side of the cash book. Okay, income means what? The items which comes in, that is the income which comes in the business entities, or you can say the cash which comes in the business entity. So that will be shown on the receipt side, that is nothing but the debit side of the cash book. Okay, so what are the items which comes under the debit side of the cash book, which will be considered as a receipts? Those items, how those items will be audited, that we'll understand. The first item is opening balance of cash book. See, first of all, the opening balance on the debit side of the cash book should be compared with the balance shown in the last audited balance sheet, because the opening balance will be the closing balance of the last year's cash book, right? So this opening balance of the debit side of the cash book should be compared with the balance shown in the last audited balance sheet to ensure that actual balance has been brought down. Okay, and this opening balance represents what? Cash in hand at the start of the year, which has brought down from the last year's closing balance and should be verified from the balance sheet of the last financial year. Next comes is cash received from debtors. See, the whatever cash will be received from the debtors who have to give the money to the business entities, from whom they have to get the money. When they pay it, the cash comes in, so it becomes what? Receipt. So cash received from the debtors. While verifying or auditing the cash received from debtors, what all points should be considered, that we'll understand one by one. First one is counterfoils. See, the carbon copies. Counterfoils are nothing but the copies. Okay, carbon copies of cash receipts book should be verified or it should be audited. Then cash receipts should be serially numbered. They should be numbered serially, receipts. Because you should understand, or whenever you go through the receipt book, cash receipt book, you should understand that how many receipts are have been received, right? So for that purpose, it should be serially numbered. Then cash received should be entered on the same date when the cash is actually received. Okay, the date should be mentioned. Then authorization. See, the discount allowed to customers should be properly authorized by the responsible officers. Next, tallied. See, correspondence with customer and ledger account should be tallied. It should tallied. The customers, any correspondence, any you can say any evidences, that should be tallied with the ledger account. Okay, then handling misappropriation. Yes, there are many ways many ways are used, or different ways are used for the misappropriation of the cash. Handling the misappropriation of the cash, like cash received from customer not recorded in the books and no cash receipts may be issued, so that should be verified. Then issuance of receipt for lesser amounts than amount actually received, that should be verified. Then using teaming and landing method. Teaming and landing method is very common method which will be used for misappropriation of the money, in which the cash received from any customer which is not recorded in the books and the cash received from same customer at a later instance or another customer recorded in the books and so on will be known as what? The teaming and landing method. So by using this method also, the misappropriation of the cash can be handled, or it can be minimized. Okay. The next item comes is repayment of loan by others. If there is any loan given to the others, if that is repaid, that will come on the debit side of the cash book, because the cash comes in when they repay it, right? So for verifying this repayment of loan by others, some points to be noted. First one is calculation of interest. See, calculation of interest received, and interest should be credited to interest received account, that should be verified. Then comes is verification of bank statements. Yes, bank statement should be verified. If directly deposited by party into the bank, then that bank statement should be verified by the auditor. Then checking of carbon copies, that is counterfoils. Okay, they should verify the counterfoils or the carbon copies of the cash receipts. If the original receipt is not available, then counterfoils will be verified. Then no violation of income tax rules. Yes, to ensure that there should be no violence of income tax rules, as payment of loan exceeding rupees 20,000 cannot be repaid in cash. It should be through checks, demand draft, NEFT, that is NEFT, then RTGS, or any other available banking channels. So that should be verified, that whether the loan which is repaid, which is more than 20,000, whether it is in a cash or whether it is in other form of the cash. Okay, that will be verified. Next comes is rent received. Okay, the rent received, the rent on any asset or rent on any of the building or the land, if it is received, then the cash comes in, so that will be shown on the debit side of the cash book, right? So for verifying the rent received, we have to consider, that is the auditor have to consider some points. What are those points? First one is rental agreement. Yes, auditor has to check rental agreement or lease deed. If he has given it is on a lease basis, then he has to verify that lease deed. Okay, then more than one property. In case where the rental income is received from more than one property, then separate account for each property should be maintained, and that should be verified by the auditor. Next comes is all the month. The auditor should verify that the rent for all the 12 months is received or not. Okay, then comes is rent deed. The amount of rent should be verified from the rent deed which is available with the business entities, or the lease deed should be verified. Next comes is TDS. If any TDS means tax deducted at source. If any TDS is deducted by the party, then there should be proper accounting of TDS, and that should be verified by the auditor. Okay, next comes is sale of investments. To check bank statement, if the sale proceeds have reached the bank account, then that bank statement should be verified. Sale of investment means what? Investments. If the business entity has done some investments on the securities of other companies, okay, sometime he will be in a need of money, so for that purpose he will be selling that investment. When he sell that investment, he will get the money. So the cash comes in the business entities, which will be shown on the debit side of the cash book. So for that purpose, he has to consider some points to verify this sale of investment. What are those points? Bank statement. He has to verify the bank statement if the sale proceeds through the bank account. Next comes is broker commission. If for the sale of investment the brokers are involved, then their commission will be verified through the note or debit note if investments are sold through the broker. Then comes is separate accounting. Auditor should ensure that separate accounting is done for capital receipts and revenue receipts. Dividend or profit or loss on sale of investment is a revenue receipt, and the sales proceed of the investment cost should be booked as a capital receipt. So he has to verify that separate account has been maintained for the capital receipts and the revenue receipts. Okay, next item is subscription. Subscription means what? They are received from the members of a club, and these subscriptions should be verified properly by the auditor. Then what point should be considered by the auditor while auditing these subscription is Register, subscription register should be verified properly. Next, subscription receivables. Verification means auditor should verify the subscription received during the year, and the subscription receivables will be verified properly with the available evidences. Then counterfoils. The counterfoils or carbon copies of cash receipts should be verified by the auditor. Next comes is sale of fixed assets. If any fixed assets are sold, then the cash comes in. Sale means what? Selling means what? The cash comes in. Cash comes in will be what? Will be debited to the cash book account, which will be the income, right? So the sale of fixed asset, in order to verify the sale of fixed asset, auditor should consider some points. What are those points? First one is minutes of meeting. In order to sell the fixed assets, the owner, or you can say the manager, he has to discuss with the board of directors. In order to discuss with the board of the directors, he has to call for the meetings. Okay, the whatever discussion will be done in the meetings, that will be recorded in the minutes of meetings, minutes books. Okay, so auditor has to verify these minutes of meetings of the board of directors, which he has called for the discussing regarding the sale of the fixed assets. Then sale agreement or sale contract should be verified properly by the auditor. Then comes is agent accounts. Auditor should verify the agent account if sale is made through any agent, any broker. Okay, then comes is revenue account. Profit or loss account on profit or loss on sale of fixed assets should be booked to revenue account. Okay, then authorization of sale of fixed assets. Okay, the sale of fixed assets should be recorded properly, and it should be authorized by the responsible officer. Then deduction of liability expenses. Sale proceed of fixed assets should be credited to fixed assets account after deducting expenses on sale of fixed assets, if there is any such expenses are incurred by the business entity. Okay. Then next comes is interest and dividend received. See, if any interest or the dividend received on the capital, on the issue of the capital or something, okay, then that should be verified by the auditor. To verify the interest and the dividend received, he has to consider some points. First one is dividend warrant letter. So auditor should verify the dividend warrant letter along with the covering letter for verification of dividends in case of dividends received through the check. Next comes as bank statements. Yes, auditor should verify the bank statement if the dividend is directly credited to the bank account of the company. Then interest on security. If any interest on security can be means it can be proved or it can be vouched from the securities schedule. Then interest on fixed deposit. If any interest on fixed deposits are received, then that can be verified from bank statement and TDS certificates. Then interest received from outsiders. If any interest is received from the outsiders to whom company has granted loan, could be verified from statement of account of party along with TDS certificates. Then provisions. If any provisions should be made for interest accrued but not due, but not received. Due means which is not received. Interest is permitted. Accrued means which is interest is sanctioned but not yet received. For that, if any provision is made, then that should be verified. Then all interest received and accrued. All the interest received in total, all the interest received and accrued means sanctioned, should be properly accounted for in the books of accounts. Okay. Next comes is commission receipt. If any commission is received, okay, then that should be verified, and auditor should consider this point while auditing the commission received. What are those points? First one is agreement. Yes, auditor should verify the agreement on the basis of which the commission is received. Then commission receivable, he should calculate the commission receivable, whether it is correct or not, whether the calculation is properly done or not, that should be verified. Then counterfoils. The commission received should be verified from counterfoils, that is the carbon copies of bank statements, cash receipts, and the provision for commission receivable should be rightly accounted for in the books of accounts. Then comes this sale of goods sent on consignment, commission receivable on sale of goods sent on consignment. If there is any commission received, then that should be verified from the sale account. Okay. Last one, installments received on hire purchase sale. If any installments received on hire purchase sale, okay, so that should be audited by the auditor. So to audit this installment received on hire purchase sale, he has to consider some points. What are those points? First one is hire purchase agreement. So he should study the hire purchase agreement for hire purchase sale, and he should understand the hire purchase sale price, then number of installments, rate of interest. Then next point is segregation. He should segregate the principal amount and the interest amount which is done, and both should be separately accounted for the company. Then profit on sale of hire purchase. If any profit on sale of hire purchase is received by the company, then that should be duly calculated by the auditor on the basis of installment received during the year. So this is what audit of receipts which will be entered on the debit side of the cash book. Okay, so the other things we'll discuss in the next class. Thank you.